it's going to go wrong. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to show you how to install one of our intercoolers. We've re-released them, we've changed the design slightly, increased the material that they're made from, just to give you that little bit extra confidence in how they control the boost and how they can handle the boost. They've been on my TD5 and it's been boosting very hard, very hard without issue. They passed all the tests we needed them to pass, so they're now released to the market. So yes, should have chucked it. It doesn't matter if you drop it because it'll just be fine. But so yeah, we're going to show you how to fit this. There's a few little mods that you might have to do around this sort of area, but the back is, just relatively straightforward and easy to use. I'll say easy to use. I mean, you're still going to need a grinder, but it's all good, right? So as you can see from the demonstrator that this car's had all of our stuff demonstrated on, like the cruise, the treads, all the stuff. This is the test vehicle, you could say. On the front of this, it's got everything that you could possibly put on the front. However, that doesn't affect how the intercooler fits. It just means it's going to take you longer to fit it. So, because you've obviously got to remove all of this stuff, and yeah, you hopefully won't have to remove the winch. You will have to remove the old intercooler. But yeah, it should just be straightforward, he says. So when you're removing this panel, sometimes they've got studs in. This one's got bolts in because obviously Scott's had it out before, but sometimes they've just got a stud with a nut on, and you may have to put a double nut on it to then extract it with two spanners. In fact, if yours has never been touched, that's probably what you're going to have to do. But this one's got bolts in, which is very handy. Yeah. Right. You've got to be careful when you do this because there's little spaces in here that tend to disappear. So you get a little magnet. Oh, okay. Well, yours seem to have rusted on, which is pretty good. So, yeah. On this side. Nice. Good. Oh, look, it's broken. Oh, it's broken.
Time for an upgrade.
Yeah, boy. This panel, obviously this goes on that side and it holds obviously the intercooler. There is a modification you have to do with the grinder. So you can see how this profile follows this, like this. You have to basically come up and then follow it around like that. But I'll show you a quick, I'll mark it and then I'll show you. So basically, you just literally go from what, I mean, it doesn't have to be super accurate, something like that, right? So, like that. So, get rid of this bit. And you'll see, we'll put a picture in with it fitted, maybe here, or somewhere. Yeah, so you just got to grind that so it's basically level. Because obviously these tanks are bigger, it will catch eventually and cause a leak. So if you don't do that, no warranty. So modified the bracket, which is over the back. Obviously, this is Scott's car, who's the cameraman, and you've seen him putting in, so he said it's okay to put this stuff on, because, you know, we would normally cover this up. Just
a lot worse. This is my own car.
So yeah, you can see the difference. The angle of the dangle. That will come very apparent very shortly. So, back to that. And now we're going to remove. We always take the Viscous off because it's easier, and if you've got the tools, it literally takes seconds. And then it's a case of just wriggling it out like so. You can see this one's actually all bust. It's bust. So the boost has been leaking out. Not good. Come on, Scott. So now this is critical. You have to do this. If you don't, no warranty. You're going to hear a lot of that because it's poor fitment. So if Scott can get down there, you can see my filthy finger. See this? That you have to remove. So we have this little tool, like so. Obviously you can just use a hacksaw, but normally use this. Might be difficult to see. So then that little piece was like that. That's basically, that slot there is for the Discovery 2 oil cooler, because it's the same mould, but obviously it's the Discovery radiator is bigger. There's also this one. Sometimes you don't have to take this one off. Let's get the light. There we go. Look at that. So this one. You can see basically what it is. Kind of needs to be level. So, because obviously when the intercooler's sat there, it sits off it like that, but we just don't want it to fatigue. And it won't do it straight away. It will do it a few, like 6 or 7 months later, which is obviously even worse, because you'll be like, well, that's a new intercooler. Why is it leaking? Voila. Just like that. There's that one. There you go. Just like that, he says. Now then, we need a new clamp for that side. Let's get this off. Put a little bit of safety specs, of course, health and safety. Right, so, yeah. Sometimes it's easier just to break things to take off because you're struggling, because it's been on there that long. You can see it's just rusted, and Scott, being the hero that he is, just annihilated it, you know. But yeah, we should fit a new one. Stay tuned. Don't forget to put these on. What I normally do is just spray a little bit of oil on them just to slot them in like so. There we go. So if you can see this edge here, this is why we chopped that down. That's really important that you do that, because obviously this is a bigger tank. So yeah, you can see this edge here. That's literally all it's for. That's it. Just do them loosely, because you might need a little bit of tweaking after. So we've replaced all the bolts because, you know, they were a bit crap. So hopefully you can do that as well. Just a case of just nipping everything up, making sure everything's all aligned. You can see, you know, this fits in the exact position where it come out for the standard unit. New bolts in the bottom, yeah, everything's good to go. It's just a case of reassembling the front end and going and testing it. As you can see, we didn't need to disturb anything other than the original intercooler. All of the aircon system stayed in place. There was no degassing or regassing required. The only real modifications we had to do was the two plastic bits and the passenger side or driver's side, depending on which side of the road you drive on, intercooler bracket.